I am here with the gentleman from Moat. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Thanks for
You're
having us.
welcome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys start off by introducing yourselves and what you do in the band, and then introducing Kevin, who wasn't able to make it here today.
Kevin's here.
I'm sorry, Kevin.
Scott plays drums and sings. He is not here.
Okay.
He's at work still.
Okay.
I'm Frank. I play bass and sing. Hello.
I'm Jason. I play guitar and sing.
Kevin, and I play guitar and a little bit too.
All right, excellent. And could you give us a little bit of history? It's the first time you've been on the Shape of Rock with us here. How'd you guys get together? You guys have been a band for a while now, putting out music. So why don't you give us a little bit of history on yourselves?
Sure. We started a little over 10 years ago, Scott and I, as a two-piece, and we've had some lineup changes, but now we're a four-piece. We have guitars now. Yeah, we sort of adapt. We love being in a band, and we welcome our friends, and we try to be I don't know, just roll with the changes, right?
Okay.
So we've just released our new record, and it's the best thing we've ever done. But we have lots of other things out there, but it's a lot different. So I'm kind of excited about who we are now.
Okay. So yeah, and the new record is out now. It's on your Bandcamp page, which is soupmoat.bandcamp.com. And the new record is titled Be Brave, Run Away. You guys recorded this over at Howell Street. When did you sit down and start recording this latest record?
I think it was it the summer of 2019, I believe? Would that be correct, guys?
Yes. Yep.
Summer of I don't know if it was June or July of 2019. As far as the songs go, I think we were working on them for maybe a year and a half, if not longer, I want to say.
Okay. So, and one of the things listening to this record and listening to some of your other music, you mentioned this is a little bit of a different sound. And I guess the thing that jumped out at me on this one is it seems a lot more hooky. Like, you guys have a definitely punk rock sound, but this record seems to have just maybe be a little, I guess, more accessible.
Sure. Yeah, I think you're right on there. It's also attention to detail, maybe.
Okay.
Where in the past we've, I guess I'm speaking mostly for the really old stuff, where Scott and I would just sort of write stuff, record it sloppily, and release it. But here we kind of, with Kevin joining the band, we had the time to kind of craft the songs a little more than normal, to where we were like excited about it, so we wanted to give it, and we decided to go with Shane. We decided to give it that attention more so than anything else we've done. So I think that comes across. Maybe it's a little more professional,
Okay. So did you record all of your other stuff? I guess all of your other recordings you kind of either did yourself or it looks like maybe were recorded at other more DIY type venues.
Right. Or just, yeah, it was always a little more, I'll let Jason talk about that maybe.
Yeah, that's been kind of a progression. Since I joined the band, the first thing that we did that I was a part of was, that we released, but we recorded a 7-inch with our friend Jay Linsky, and we did that at the Borg Ward and the actual venue itself, which so yeah, we're working at a DIY venue, recording there. And then the other 2 albums that we put out, we did a split tape with Iron Pizza, and our last full length, Harvester of Likes, we did that with Harrison Colby, who of No fame, and he recorded at his studio in their practice space, actually, in River West. So yeah, I don't know. I think for this record, we were really happy with the songs, and we were just like, I remember like kind of pushing for it at one point in time. It was like, well, why don't we record Shane? Because we're right up his alley as far as I knew he could get the best sound possible out of like, and he pushed us too, like really hard when we recorded with him, and I think he got the best out of us. Yeah.
So
But,
what was he pushing you towards, I guess, when you were recording with him? What was his contribution on more than just just the sound, the engineering?
Well, you just like, you'd play, you're recording, and you'd be like, "What is that? Is that the best you can do?" Like, kind of like that. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe. He's so masterful. And I don't want to speak for Scott, but like Shane's a drummer by trade.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that he's super particular about when he's tracking drums, is like, it all starts with the rhythm section. So, or just the rhythm in general, like drums. So he pushed extremely, like Scott, super hard to like, hit the drums. Like, I don't know, like get the best sound out of the drums.
Right.
Shane's a master, and his work speaks for himself as far as an engineer and a musician. But yeah, I think he really pushed like Scott to like, even when it came down to like tuning the drums and a bunch of like techniques that he's done over years and years. It was really actually fascinating.
Okay.
Had like a really fun trick for Frank with his bass, where he convinced him to use an octave pedal to like create like a lower shelf that he would kind of bury underneath the mix. He always has little tricks that he can add to the tracking and mix that like would be like kind of subtle, but like really bring the whole thing to light in a much fuller way.
So Kevin, is this your first recording with Soup Moat?
Yeah, first time with them.
Okay. So how did you guys, are again kind of going back to that, the way you felt about these songs, how do you feel that your addition to the band kind of changed the way the songs were arranged and put together?
It was kind of fun to like join up with them, and like I learned the songs from the tape they put out before and did the release show with them for that. And then once that was kind of out of the way, we played those songs live for like another half a year to kind of like, since the tape was out, and then we got to kind of get down to business and start writing together. It was really fun. They're really open to ideas in general to be shared, and everybody's got their voice. It's nice.
Right. And go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, Kevin's so detrimental to that record and everything, like, just ideas that, I think as a guitar player, I was kind of burnt out and didn't know how to write songs anymore for a minute. Creatively, I was just like at a crossroads, and I was like, and Kevin was just like, I've got all these great ideas, and then brought it forth. So it was super, as a, also just a solid, awesome dude to bounce ideas off of too, was, was awesome.
Sorry to interrupt. Like, it was a super easy transition because Scott and Frank and I had played in bands together before too, and it was like
Right.
Jason and I had got together at other times to play for fun, and it was just like when they needed somebody else to jump in, like at first I was like, oh, I don't want to really join somebody's established band, and then like a couple weeks later I was like, that was a dumb thing for me to say. I should really.
So did adding that second guitar really kind of open up sonically what you could do with the band?
Well,
I
our last
believe-
record we had Nathan, he played guitar as well. So we've had two guitars for a while. I just think Kevin's style is, it's a breath of fresh air, really. It's something that, it's moved us to the next level, I think.
Yeah. So I guess you mentioned, you know, like you didn't want to come into an establishment, and you played in a lot of other bands, Kevin. Like, did knowing their material beforehand, does that influence what you kind of bring to the band, or how, you know?
If I work on something that I'm writing at home, like I try to think of not only like what they would do, but like past bands that they've been into. Like,
Okay.
like, cause we're all just big music fans. So it's like, there's room to push it in different directions. And it's, what was the question?
No,
we're all just such good friends that it just comes pretty easily. It's like,
right. So, when it sounds like when you're putting your songs together, like everybody's contributing and everybody's bringing ideas and then working on them collaboratively.
Yeah.
100%. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know, we like if someone has a riff and they like, hey, I have this thing, but it's like, and it's just like, well, this is awesome. And then like, we almost like kind of deconstruct it sometimes. Everyone has an opinion because we're all multi-instrumentalists in, I mean, I don't think anybody in this band is actually playing their original instrument, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, Kevin, were you guitar first or drums first?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that way. So there's like, I always like, when we're in the process of writing, I'm like thinking on multiple levels. Personally, from my side, I'm just like, well, I'm a bass player, really, but like Frank's doing just perfect, and he's playing in a way that like I wouldn't even do as a bass player, and it's better than what I would probably do.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of an interesting question, you know, like, or an interesting thought, like, you know, coming myself from like the drums, like, does being a drummer, you know, does that influence I guess what you bring to the band a little bit, like even on guitar where, you know, it's maybe more rhythmic?
I think so. Like, as far as how I play the guitar in general, like, probably think of the beat while I'm coming up with things.
Right, and kind of come from that percussive or, you know, that perspective.
Yeah, like I would usually, if I bring something into them, it's usually like I'd wait until I had like 2 or 3 parts that connected and felt like they had a flow. Let it kind of deconstruct from there.
So, and one of the other things I think that also jumps out to me is your the subject matter for the lyrics of your guys' albums has always been all over the place.
Yeah. I guess this album maybe is more like feelings forward.
Okay.
It's something I can, as an original member, like we've always been like silly, maybe over, I don't know, just childish. And that's a thing that people reference a lot because it's true, but I don't know. There's a little bit more here in the lyrics.
I feel like there's a lot of like, even like because some subject matter is like, it's really funny to us, really. So we're just like, well, let's just roll with this and see what we can do. But like there's a lot of I think there's a lot of deeper meaning, and you know, like as far as like I don't find myself like as a great lyrical person, but like I always kind of like try to put feelings into what we're writing, but like cover it with the subject matter that we're actually doing. So it's kind of like buried, like it's kind of buried almost, like this,
Yeah.
almost intentionally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and so again, we're talking with Soup Moat. The new album is Be Brave, Run Away. It's available at soupmoat.bandcamp.com. You've got, you guys pressed this to vinyl yourselves for this record.
Yeah. Yeah. Triple I Industries helped
Okay.
with some of the financial backing of it, but the majority of it is us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys have also been a band that plays out quite a bit. You know, putting out an album, you know, with the pandemic has got to be kind of a challenge, you know, as far as promotion and kind of getting out, you know, or just, you know, even a challenge from being a band standpoint of not being able to play out live.
Totally. Yes. 100%. It's very strange, but thankfully it's been successful thus far. We've
Okay.
we've sold quite a few copies, some of them overseas.
Oh, okay.
It's super humbling. It's strange, actually. In my opinion, it's strange.
It's incredibly humbling, and I think we just like, I mean, since the pandemic hit, and it's like we have this record, and it's like we're gonna press it, and we were just like, let's just do it,
Mm-hmm.
and just put it out there and see what happens. Like, you know, when we're able to play a show again, like that's gonna be great. We'll have a couple copies left, like literally like a handful of copies left. But it's been extremely humbling. Like this is my, you know, I've been playing in bands for like 16, 17 years, and like my first like full length LP, and I'm just like absolutely blown away and just so thankful that people are just enjoying it and actually like want it, which is strange to me after putting out, you know, years of tapes and CDs, and just like, well, I don't know, no one likes us.
Yes, it's kind of,
me.
people have been really receptive, and it's really nice to be almost out of them, but it's almost kind of terrifying too, because it's like we didn't even get to play, and we're not like speaking with these people, you know. It's like it's uncomfortable kind of just to like do it all through the mail and not be able to hand one directly to your friend, like, although we dropped off some to friends and stuff like that, but it's just almost like invisible.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you kind of lose that person to person, that personal connection to, you know, to the people. And so yeah, again, the new album is Be Brave, Run Away by Soup Moat. It's at soupmoat.bandcamp.com. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate the time today. We're going to play a couple more tunes from the new album.
Thanks for having us, Craig.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Craig.